from the local station, the morning show starts now.
Right now at 8, you have former U.S. Representative Corrine Brown, no longer a convicted felon. In a rare reversal, a federal appeals court overturned her conviction on fraud and tax charges. The court ruled the judge who presided over her trial made a mistake by dismissing a jury member.
Also, stricter rules for Florida's next election cycle. Governor DeSantis has approved a new law aimed at boosting security, but critics say the changes are designed to keep people from voting. And the new measure is already facing legal challenges. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
We'll have your top stories in just a minute, but first, today we're tracking some of your biggest pet problems. Mel and Lena join us now. You know, we love our pets, Lena.
Yes, and I have an adorable miniature long-haired red dapple dachshund. Look at my baby right there. Hey, Lennox. Oh, anyways, we're going to talk to you about all the things you need to know about pets. Some of your pets are a little overweight right now. Lennox isn't because we keep her moving around. Oh, look at her. Anyways, so we're going to make sure that you have all that information, and we also have some photos of your pups that you sent us from Snapjack, so thank you so much for doing that, and we're going to keep showing them. We have your pups, your cats. That one looks a little mean. Whose cat was that? Was that somebody's?
That's a viewer.
Okay, sorry.
Pets have their own personalities, though.
On social media, we just said, hey, we're doing this pet segment, and you know, if you've got a fat cat, fat dog, because we're talking about weight problems in pets, send in pictures. Man, we were swamped.
I mean, a ton. And that is the focus of one of our stories today. In fact, that you're bringing us is about helping our pets lose weight. And it's not always easy.
And you know, you can put a pet on a treadmill. I kid you not. We'll talk about it.
On a treadmill?
Be very careful, right?
Not a Peloton.
No.
But they have treadmills so you can put pets on.
All right. Interesting. All right.
We're looking forward to Mother's
the whole household
Day.
can go on a diet. All right. Yes, Mother's Day is Sunday, so a lot of moms are going to be relaxing. You'll be filled with lots of gifts, lots of wonderful things. Flowers, probably something that you will probably get. Now, if you haven't ordered them, beware, because there are some varieties that may cost you more. They're also out of some varieties. So someone might make that call today and not be able to get what you want. So be flexible today. But we'll tell you why this shortage is happening and how it could affect us all in the long run.
Yeah, and maybe how you can save some money by ordering a different kind of flower, right? So in the meantime, you've probably noticed in the last hour or two that Richard is not with us this morning. That's because he's busy. He's down at the auto show this morning. I think Richard is in hog heaven because we all know how much he loves cars. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, and I do love cars, and right now we are standing, and I guess you can see it, we're in Subaru country, and that's because we are going to show you a car that has not even been driven by auto journalists yet. The only stories that you find on these are from the preview and the unveiling of the newest of the Subaru edition, and this thing is very cool, so we'll be talking about that coming up. But let's get you started here. As Mother Nature has swept us clean when it comes to the clouds, the showers are out of here, and we are ready for a beautiful Mother's Day weekend. The view outside, big blue skies and gorgeous conditions, 60 degrees outside. It was comfortable enough that I actually rode the motorcycle into the show here. So at 60 degrees, looking good. The west wind will continue to pick up throughout the afternoon. As a matter of fact, we're looking at wind gusts 20 plus miles an hour. In southeast Georgia, you could see some wind gusts that could exceed 30 miles an hour. 50s and 60s right now as you start the day. We'll continue with a warm-up that's going to take us to a daytime high that brings us back to a seasonal trend for this afternoon. As far as the satellite and radar, the showers continue to sweep through. As a matter of fact, the cold front's already pushed through central Florida and is now continuing to head south. Oh man, that's just going to make it even nicer as you get down around Miami and the Keys, as some of the cooler air that we'll have here will be shared all the way across the state with daytime highs. So I said seasonal trend. A normal this time of year would put us at about 83, 84 degrees. We'll top out with the lower 80s. And we've got more of this on tap, and that's where we'll pick the story up as we get you ready for the weekend and, of course, Mother's Day on Sunday.
Now, here's Keith Pearson Toyota Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning, drivers. Only one quick alert for you. We actually just got it in. I'm still getting some more information about it. Looks like there is an accident at Pearl and Bay Street, and it is also involving a school bus. We do have a reporter that's heading there. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of congestion in that area. Sorry, I didn't have enough time to pull it up on the actual map. But just so you're aware, if you are traveling anywhere near Pearl and Bay Street. Just go ahead and give yourself a little extra time, especially if it is a crash involving a school bus. It may take a little while to clear. Outside of that, still not having too many delays out there. 19 minutes out there on 95 northbound. This is from the Beltway towards downtown. Only typical morning rush traffic. There are no accidents or disabled vehicles reported in this area. And you have just a little bit of delays out there on I-10 eastbound. Same thing, just because it's the product of the morning rush, taking you 8 minutes to travel from the West Beltway towards the Fuller Warren. Outside of that, still not tracking much of anything that will slow you down as you hit the roads today. That's your Keith Pearson Toyota Time Saver Traffic.
Developing this morning, a federal appeals court has overturned former Congresswoman Corrine Brown's conviction on fraud and tax charges.
Yeah, the court ruled one of the jurors was improperly removed. News4Jax reporter Ashley Harding joins us live. And Ashley, lots of reaction coming in.
There really is. Jennifer and Bruce, good morning to you both. Yes, Brown's attorney at trial actually said that he was pleased with the appeals court's decision. You know, we also heard from former Jacksonville Mayor John Delaney. He is a personal friend of the former Congresswoman. Take a look at this right here. He said while the two never really agreed politically, she is someone he considers an ally. And he also says he visited her while she was in prison and also agreed with the decision. Here's more of what he told us.
I've joked with her while the appeal was pending that she's got to be glad for Republicans, because the conservative judges and the Trump appointees are ones who have focused on religious liberty. And so it's kind of a topsy-turvy thing, because Congresswoman Brown, very, very liberal, kind of a down the line Democrat. And in this case, it was the religious right, many of whom filed briefs in support of her appeal that helped get her conviction tossed out.
And Brown's appeal centers around the juror who was dismissed after he said out loud that the Holy Spirit told him Corrine Brown was not guilty of the charges. Now, the government will have to decide if it wants to move forward with retrying Corrine Brown. With this decision, she's technically no longer considered a convicted felon. Live downtown, Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Ashley. And this morning we are hearing from the man who represented Brown when her case first went to trial. James Smith, Brown's former attorney, joins us now. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I know that you have not yet talked with the former Congresswoman, but you filed the appeal after that juror was dismissed. His statement about the Holy Spirit is really only part of this. Would you explain why you felt so strongly that the judge made a bad decision when he dismissed him?
Well, I think the judge made a bad decision because it violated Congresswoman Brown's right to a fair trial. I can distinctly remember that evening when I received the email from the judge's clerk telling us that something was going on with one of the jurors and that we needed to report the next day. And so we got there the next day, and as you can see from reading the transcripts and the opinion, there was another juror, juror number 8, who complained about the behavior of the juror at issue here, which is juror number 13. What always concerned me, first at the trial and then also with the post-trial motions, was the fact that I felt that juror number 8 was upset because she realized that juror number 13 was going to be our ticket to winning this case. I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that but for the removal of this juror number 13, Congresswoman Brown would not have been convicted. And I just want to make sure that I clarify one thing. My role was with regard to handling the trial issues and the post-trial matters. I filed the notice of appeal, but the actual briefs were written by the very brilliant and wonderful lawyer, Mr. Kent, who I think today, if you're looking for someone to handle an appeal, is certainly someone you should be contacting, because what he was able to accomplish to win this case before the 11th Circuit is nothing short of miraculous.
And it's interesting to even go, because I think you have such tremendous perspective because you were there. Those of us outside, because I remember interviewing you, each day whenever you would speak with us outside after that day's hearing. I know that you mentioned in terms of a timeline here, because as you pointed out, when that juror was removed, it was almost like that the jury came back with a verdict of guilty.
That's correct. If you recall, we had the first day of deliberations with no verdict. And then we went into the second day of deliberations with no verdict. And so at the end of the second day of deliberations, most people were coming to the conclusion that it was either going to be an acquittal or a hung jury. And so, I really went to bed that night thinking, we won. I mean, the United States put an incredible amount of effort into this. They had 3 lawyers. I was the only lawyer representing her at trial. They had a massive number of IRS, FBI agents, and we were on the verge of succeeding. But unfortunately, because of this note that was sent to the judge by juror number 8, and because of the mistake that was made by the judge, and let me be very clear about something. I have tremendous respect for Judge Corrigan. For those of us who practice in the criminal law arena, he's one of our heroes. He's always been an incredibly thoughtful and fair jurist. He did make a mistake here, but this was a very difficult and unique situation. I remember at the time making the argument that the removal of juror number 13 was going to violate Congresswoman Brown's right to have a fair trial, but unfortunately he didn't agree with me. All I could do at that time was make sure that I preserved the issue for appeal. But I remember having a very sinking feeling in my stomach once that juror was removed, that things were not looking good for us. So, what's incredibly frustrating is today is a day of celebration, obviously for Congresswoman Brown. She's no longer a convicted felon. She no longer faces a prospect, I think realistic prospect of having to worry about being retried or going to prison. But where does she get back all of the hours, days, weeks, and months that she spent in federal prison? Where does she get back the stress-free life that she had before this mistake was made by the judge? And where does she get back her good name and her reputation? So I'm just very happy that this did ultimately happen, but it's somewhat bittersweet knowing the consequences that she had to face and the price that she had to pay for the mistake by the court.
James Smith, Brown's former attorney, thanks for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and happy Mother's Day, Mom.
We'd also like to point out that former Congresswoman has actually been out on house arrest since the pandemic began and served 2 of 5 years of her sentence. And we spoke to a former prosecutor, a federal prosecutor last hour, who agrees with James Smith in the fact that suggesting that he does not think that the prosecution will retry the former Congresswoman, but we are waiting to find that out, and we'll certainly keep you posted. And this is, of course, a developing case. So for background on it, we ask that you go to our website, newsforjax.com. We have many stories there, including analysis of what happened yesterday. Just go to newsforjax.com right there on the homepage.
Well, if you're buying flowers for Mom this
Beautiful.
Mother's Day, you could be paying more than usual, but you don't need to sacrifice beauty over price.
Still ahead, which varieties to avoid if you want to save some money. But first, it's time to help your furry friends fight the fat. Yeah, chunky dogs, overweight cats. Oh, they're so cute, right? But the extra flub could really be taking years off of their lives.
Up next, the foods that can help your 4-legged family members slim on down. And as we head to break looking live, this is the Jacksonville Auto Show at the Prime Osborne. Show opens its doors today at noon, but Richard's there inside. You get a sneak peek at those automobiles. Hello. Little technical problem. We got it straightened out. I lost about 3 pounds running from the other studio. So we all watch our waistlines, but still an estimated 70% of adults are overweight or obese. Would it surprise you to know that the stats are almost as bad for our pets? The Association for Pet Obesity Prevention reports a staggering 56% of dogs and 60% of cats in the U.S. are chunky monkeys, and it's just as bad for them as it is for us humans. If your pet is carrying too many lbs, it can cause arthritis, diabetes, blood pressure, kidney disease, cancer, heart, and respiratory disease. Sound familiar? If that's not enough to get you to quit feeding your 4-legged family members those table scraps, how's this shocking statistic? Obesity takes almost 2 years off a dog's life. Ready to be proactive and spur on that weight loss? Here's what will help. High-protein, low-fat foods produce optimal weight loss as protein and fiber stimulate metabolism and increase safety. Eliminating table scraps and treats, that's important. Feeding green beans and other vegetables is a good alternative to treats. There are a wide variety of commercial and prescription dog foods available in both canned and kibble that are formulated for weight loss and maintenance. Homemade diets are not recommended as they often lack in daily vitamin and mineral requirements. Exercise is as important as diet in reaching and maintaining a healthy body weight. There are a variety of options for exercise, including 30 minutes per day of leash walking. You can break this up into 10-minute increments. Outdoor games, treadmill training, and swimming help. Yep, treadmill training. Taking your pet for an afternoon at a doggy daycare 2 to 3 times a week can induce playtime and exercise. Oh, one more thing about the diet. Make those dietary changes gradually so you don't upset your pet's gastrointestinal tract. Unless your veterinarian instructs otherwise, once a new food's purchased, mix half of the new food with half of the old food and feed that mixture for 7 days. And after that, you can safely feed the new food only. Your pet will thank you and be healthier and around a whole lot longer to love on you.
This morning, are you prepared to take care of your pet if a disaster strikes? With hurricane season just around the corner, you need to really have a plan in place. So ahead at 9:15, our coverage of your pet problems continues with a breakdown of what you'll need in your pet's emergency kit. Also, we would love to see your pets as well, so please share them with us. Just snap a picture of Fido or your kitty cat, share them, or whatever other animal you might have in your household, and share them with us on Snapjacks. We have a special section dedicated just to them called Precious Pets. We'll be right back.
Exact Track 4D, the Weather Authority's secret weapon against severe storms. The most cutting-edge weather technology in Northeast Florida and South Georgia.
Hi everyone, we're looking at a beautiful day across the First Coast. A lot of sunshine out there, and what a big switch up compared to yesterday, where that rain was with us through at least the first half of the day. Well, we don't have to worry about any of that other than, well, just sunshine sticking with us, not just for the first half, but right on through the second half. But you may notice the chill in the air. Right now we're at 60 degrees, so we're already coming off the morning lows when we were down in the 50s. A few spots still holding back there. Middleburg at 57 degrees and 64 in St. Augustine. Nice to have, well, this bonus round of ideal weather. After such a hot week, we're seeing these temperatures easing back to unusually low weather. So make the most of it. Pop the top on your convertible. Maybe head on out to the auto show and buy a new car if you don't have one. We're going to be talking with Richard coming up later in the show, but definitely nice driving weather here, or even some bicycle weather since all the rain is gone. So where did it go? Well, it's way out over the Atlantic. We'll take you out towards the northern Bahamas there. You can see the thunderstorms flaring up underneath those clouds that are being illuminated by the sunlight. And the futurecast calls for just dry weather to continue today, even into tomorrow. We'll have winds out of the northwest, fuddling down some very dry air here in place, low humidity, and that will allow temperatures tonight to really drop off. As we head into the overnight hours for tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up with temperatures cooler than this morning, down in the mid-40s. So this is unusual for this time of year, so much so that we might actually set a record if we get down to 45 degrees. That would tie the coldest day on Saturday. Now, during the afternoon, we'll warm into the 80s tomorrow, but you don't see any clouds around through the day. Winds turn a little bit more easterly tomorrow, and then eventually by Sunday, we'll see a few more clouds develop over the inland areas. It will turn warmer as breezes pick up out of the south. But today's forecast looking pretty good here as we top out around 83. So clear conditions here through the morning. Temperatures warming into the mid-70s as we head through 11 o'clock. And then eventually we'll see the second front come through here, and that just reinforces the dry air and allows temperatures to really drop off overnight. So high pressure builds into the area, allowing for those winds that will be gusty today to level off here overnight. And then as we head into early next week, we're going to watch this additional front come through. By Monday, just a few isolated showers in the area, but then this front just kind of washes out over us, keeping rain in play as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. But today, looking pretty good with clear skies. Temperatures about 83 degrees to take you through the afternoon. And tonight, notice some 50s along our coastal spots, about 45 here around Jacksonville, the downtown area, a little bit cooler, about 47 degrees. And over the next couple of days, a big transition. So after the cool night, we still stay cool into Sunday morning, but notice the afternoon, about 88 degrees. So warming up into Sunday, some spots might actually get to 90 degrees. And if not on Mother's Day, certainly for Monday. But eventually, we see these temperatures trimmed back by another front that will offer up some showers and a few thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming work week, and eventual easing in those temperatures. Sit back, relax. We'll be back coming up right after this break.
The morning show starts right now with a breaking news alert.
We are following breaking news in downtown Jacksonville, a crash that's causing some delays.
This is happening at Pearl and Bay Streets, and we're hearing that there's a school bus that may have been involved. News4Jax reporter Brittany Muller joins us live from the scene. Brittany, what are people telling you?
Bruce, we just arrived on scene here in downtown Jacksonville. Traffic is being diverted around this intersection at Pearl and Bay Streets. Now, parents are coming to pick up their children that were on this bus. I did get the chance to speak with one of those parents who picked up their child. They're saying that 13 kids were on this bus from Jacksonville Classical Academy. Now, this is not confirmed by JFRD, but that student and parent telling me that these kids are shaken up, but there were no injuries. Again, we are working to confirm that. You can see parents are out here picking up their children. JFRD is on scene, several crews out here, as well as Jacksonville Police. Now, Leanne, my photographer, if we can take a walk down here, we also see fence is down. There's glass here. It looks like another car involved is over here, and you can see it's mangled, and you can see the windshield is destroyed, and it looks like it collided with the bus. So we're trying to figure out the location of the two scenes over here. And JFRD said that they will be giving us an update in several minutes. They just got here themselves, so they're trying to gather some information for us. But crews did say, and if we take a walk down here, crews did say they had one person trapped. So again, we are working to learn if there are any injuries at this time. We're on the scene working to gather some more information. Again, that student and parent telling me 13 kids were on this bus when it collided with a car. So, of course, we're on scene bringing you the very latest. And, Lena, I'm going to send it over to you to talk about the traffic in this area.
Now, here's Keith Pearson Toyota Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning, drivers. The fortunate news about this is it's not really causing a major impact to traffic at this time. We do know that intersection, as you just heard Brittany mention, at Pearl and Bay Streets are currently blocked off. There is a large law enforcement presence out there, and so they are diverting traffic in different areas. As you all know, downtown has a lot of one-way streets and roundabouts, but with this happening on Bay Street, depending on where you're going, you can always take Water Street as an alternate, and also if you were traveling out on Broad Street, the road that runs parallel to it, or not Broad Street, excuse me. If you were driving on Pearl Street and you need to navigate in that direction, you can always take Broad Street. It does run parallel. But like I said, overall for downtown traffic concern, it's not causing a huge issue. So if you are traveling out there this morning, just be prepared. You may have to pack the patience and pump the brakes and navigate a little differently, but it shouldn't cause you any major tie-ups or delays at this time. So that's the most updated information I have for you. It's like I said, right here, this one little intersection downtown. So please be careful as you are heading out there, and do give yourself some extra time to navigate around the law enforcement and possible delays as everybody else is trying to get around this scene. That's your Keith Pearson Toyota Time Saver Traffic.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a controversial voting law. The new law restricts when the state's ballot drop boxes can be used and who can collect ballots. It also requires those boxes to be guarded. Supporters say that the law is designed to improve election security. The League of Women Voters and the NAACP have filed lawsuits about the measure, hoping to remove changes specifically to drop boxes. Both lawsuits claim that the law violates constitutional rights. Coming up tonight at 5:30, former Duval County Supervisor of Elections Jerry Holland will join us to discuss this new bill. He'll provide analysis on the new law. Right now, some of the world's rarest and most exotic cars are on display at the 2021 Jacksonville International Auto Show.
Also getting a first look at some of the hottest new models. Rich, who is a car aficionado, joins us live once again. So this show is the first public event showing off Subaru's brand new 2022 Outback Wilderness. What do you think about it?
I think it's amazing, and you're right. This is the very first time in North America that this car has been previewed, and you said it. It's a 2022, so we're looking literally into the future here. By the way, I'm standing with car royalty. The guy that's on TV more than I am. I just want to say, what happens if I drive a Subaru?
You'll buy a Subaru.
There,
Of
and now everybody, oh, that's Phil. Thank you for coming out. This is awesome, and you guys have to be stoked. I mean, already every single publication chomping at the bit to get their hands on this.
Yes, they are, and so are our customers. We already have multiple banks of orders for this car, and just couldn't be more excited to have it, and have it here in Jacksonville.
And for the first time, so you get to come out to the auto show, and if you're in the market and you're a Subaru fan, I was talking about this last night, this is, and we're going to talk to the product specialist over here, Kyle Shiflett. This is the 2022, I mean, I could see that this thing could become one of the SUVs or crossovers of the year. I mean, this thing is already setting standards that haven't even been met by Subaru, and Subaru is, I mean, you are the Outback people.
Exactly. So our Subaru customers spoke, and Subaru listened. So finally we got what we've been waiting for. So the new 2022 Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition, 9.5 inches of ground clearance, 17-inch wheels with the Yokohama Geolander all-terrain tires.
I mean, that's an aggressive tire for any.
Oh no, we missed it. This is video of it though. Oh, I was looking forward to seeing inside that car. All right, we're going to try to get Rich back for you live from the auto show coming up in just a few minutes. Okay, Rich, show us the inside.
Are we still here? Are we still on? Okay, so we're going to go to the inside now. So we were talking about the inside on this, and listen, if you're a camper, a boondocker, if you like to get out, you know, you tow your jet ski or your personal watercraft or whatever, and you have all of your wet stuff, Subaru, because of the way that they work with the owners, this is already taken care of. I mean, it's not waterproof, but this is highly resistant.
Exactly. So it's a StarTech completely water repellent, stain repellent material. You can see the honeycomb design. It really grips you, holds you in, and it's extremely comfortable. And one thing we don't touch on enough is that this material is much cooler in leather after it's been baking in the Florida sun. So it's been out on the beach all day. You come back in. It's not going to burn the back of your legs.
Yeah, you were saying it's sort of a poly fabric, but it has some cooling properties, so it's not going to be as hot like as you were saying with vinyl and or leather.
Exactly.
And then, so we come around here to the back. Well, actually, we got to touch on this. The rack here on the top has been reinforced, so you can put tents on top of this thing.
You can. Static weight is 700 pounds now.
So not just you in the tent, you can actually have a couple of people up there. And then in the back, here's all the cargo room. And again, it goes back to just the ease of getting your dirty stuff after a camping weekend in there. And that too is also, there's a cargo thing that goes in the back, and that keeps this waterproof. You're getting a first-hand view here, thanks to Kyle and Phil, of the Subaru, the most outbacky Outback ever. This is the Wilderness. And if you come out here to the auto show, you'll be able to see this in person. And maybe, like the other folks that are already filling in the orders, this is in your carport or garage coming up very soon. Just come out here and see Kyle.
We'll ask for him directly. All right, thanks, Rich. So Mother's Day is this Sunday. I hope you haven't forgotten. And those Mother's Day flowers, though, may end up costing you more. So you might want to think about something else, another option this year. And the reason is supply issues. That means that some florists are raising prices on certain varieties of your favorite florals. Don't worry, though. News4Jax's Emily Boyer joins us now live to show you how to get around it and get the best bang for your buck and still get a beautiful bouquet, Emily.
Exactly. Good morning, Jen. We wanted to show you an arrangement of white garden roses this morning like you see behind me. But these are one of the varieties in short supply this year. We do have these rainbow roses here, which are just as beautiful and they smell just as sweet. But getting a sweet deal for Mom's Day flowers this year may be harder than you think. Floral designers at Kuhn Flowers in Jacksonville are hard at work preparing arrangements for Mother's Day customers. It's a predictably busy season for the shop, but COVID's long-reaching effects brought some unforeseen challenges.
COVID affected the planting, when you're in Colombia or, somewhere in South America where things are being grown, the vast majority of it.
Across the country, roses and carnations have become more expensive. Baby blue eucalyptus has been in short supply, and finding certain varieties of white garden roses and cafe au lait dahlias are hit or miss. Complications in the growing season and workforce issues are straining the supply.
The issue that's going to affect anybody, that's where that's going to come from. And again, it just boils down to, it seems like people aren't wanting to work like they used to.
Luckily, Kuhn Flowers, which has been in business for 75 years and has faced pricing challenges in the past, says it's been spared from the rising prices this time.
You can't always get the exact thing you want, and that's just simply something I've dealt with personally for 30-some years. So maybe there are some cost, variations that slightly go up, but here at Kuhn's, our costs have not changed. Our roses are still the same price, $69.95 a dozen, which is our everyday cost.
6 other smaller local florists I called told me they were having issues too, where they're having to raise prices and not accepting new orders. And this is not unique to Florida. Other places like florists in Arkansas, Kentucky, and Minnesota are also struggling to meet demand this year. Bruce, Jen?
Thank you very much, Emily. And we do continue to, still looking ahead, of course, to Mom on Sunday. How about brunch? Up next, Mary Jane from Culhane's Irish Pub is here to show us her take on Mother's Day brunch with shrimp and grits. So stay with us for that cooking segment ahead. But first, we do continue to follow breaking news. That's because part of Pearl Street at Bay Street is closed right now. It's right near the Prime Osborne Convention Center. So if you drive that area to go downtown, you want to avoid it. A school bus and a car collided. Now, parents are picking up the students on that bus. There are 13 of them. None of them was hurt, but the driver of the other car was. Working to get more details about that person's condition. But this section is closed down. There's the bus right there. It looks like all the kids are gone by now. And the car is mangled just to the right of your screen. Continue to follow this and bring you much more ahead.
Hey, we are out here in the Publix kitchen. And if you've got a burning desire to make some plans for Mother's Day, be it for brunch or for dinner, we've got some ideas for you. We have Mary Jane Culhane from Culhane's, 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and also the South Side. They are going to take care of Mom for you so you can enjoy Mom and you don't have to be in the kitchen. How are you?
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Actually, we saw Mary Jane and Ain, Christy and I were at St. Augustine Food and Wine Festival last night, so you got a chance to relax. Then she got up early this morning to tell you what's on tap at Culhane's at both of their locations. So, for brunch, maybe Mom likes shrimp and grits, and you have your own special recipe.
Yes, actually, Chef Chad created this recipe for us in 2005. So we've been doing the same thing since 2005. It's our beautiful Mayport shrimp with our mother sauce, which is made from our sister's vodka from scratch, with fresh tomatoes. We've got mushrooms, and I'm going to add some fresh scallions on top.
Because one of the things that makes a dish so special is the color. It's got to be as appealing to the eye as it is to the taste buds.
And it's all made from scratch here. And I actually was up early this morning making the cheddar grits, and these are delicious. People say these are the best shrimp and grits in Jacksonville. So you guys have to come in and give it a try, please.
And of course, if you're going to have that, you need to have a Bloody Mary for Mom.
Oh.
And the Five Sisters have their own Five Sisters vodka.
Yes, this is again our own tomato juice made from scratch. We add some special ingredients like Guinness, horseradish, spicy seasoning, and then we load it up with apple smoked bacon, pickles, celery, and olives.
And this vodka is your own special blend, and it's made right here in town.
Yes, it's locally distilled here in Jacksonville, and we're Five Sisters from Limerick, Ireland, so we are a women-owned business. So please come in and give it a shot, or a try, I should say. Well, we give out free samples as well, just so you can get to taste it and let us know what you think.
Actually, we have the Five Sisters right there. And you guys moved here when?
Well, in Jacksonville, 2003. So we've been around
here a while.
long time.
All right, and if you're going for dinner, one of my personal favorites to start off for the appetizer, the sausage rolls. They are a must-have. And on the menu, you have some just absolutely fantastic corned beef that you import all the way from the corned beef capital, New York.
New Jersey, actually.
Oh, New York, New Jersey.
Yes,
but tell them what it's soaked in.
It is soaked in Guinness and vegetables and marinated for 24 hours and slowly cooked. So it's definitely worth trying. It's famous since we've opened, but also we do like breakfast with it. We do brunch items, we do our corned beef hash, and then Linda's Reuben egg rolls. So it's used for a lot of amazing dishes at Culhane's.
Okay, so I know that brunch reservations are at a premium. You can call, you can try and get in. I don't know if you can.
Pretty
or
busy.
you can
Yes.
dinner. So the hours for brunch are
So 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock, and then dinner kicks in right after that. And we have a famous Irish band, the Byrne Brothers. If you like Irish music, come visit us at Southside. And they're from Donegal, Ireland, and they're instrumentally amazing, Irish dancing as well. And that show is at 7 o'clock.
All right, so again, 2 locations on Atlantic Boulevard at the beach, and on Southside, just off Southside Boulevard. Always good to see you.
Thank you, guys, and happy Mother's Day to all the amazing women out there. And
Make sure you take care of Mom.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Mom takes care of us, right? Hey, Jen, back to you.
So now time to shine a light on our student of the day. Congratulations to Allison, who loves going to the library in her free time to read. Her mom says she is an amazing painter as well. Way to go, Allison. If you would like your child featured, email a photo and a brief description to studentoftheday@wjxt.com. We'll be right back. 5 students and 2 adults have been transported to the hospital after that bus carrying 13 students from Jacksonville Classical Academy collided with a car at Pearl and Bay Streets in downtown Jacksonville. If you don't recognize that area, it's near the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Now, we're told that the students have minor injuries, those transported to the hospital. The other were picked up by their parents just a short time ago. The adult driving the car has serious injuries. In fact, we saw what was left of that car just a few minutes ago when Brittany brought us a live report, and it is mangled. Police and fire rescue are still there, so part of the roads are blocked, particularly along Bay. You do want to avoid that area. We'll continue to follow this breaking traffic alert in downtown Jacksonville.
Exact Track 4D detects dangerous weather days ahead of time, so you can make the right plans for your family.
Yeah, we're making our way around the auto show here at the Prime Osborne Center. And this was actually Kyle, the photographer's idea. He was like, you know what, we should go get really close to that Audi. This is the V10, by the way, the Audi R8 Plus. Another one of the gorgeous cars that you can see. And by the way, this one, much like the Subaru, also spins all 4 wheels at the same time. Let's take you outside. Maybe today's a day where you're thinking, you know what, it's finally Friday. It's a beach day. You picked a great day for that. Look at that view. The water, just a little bit of a ripple, and the sun, you better grab those sunshades. Oh, and your SPF with the full sun that we're going to see today and through the weekend. If you're taking mom out, make sure you've got her lathered up as well. Nobody wants a sunburn on Mother's Day. 60s are now widespread from Jackson northward, southeast Georgia. Water temperatures moving up nicely. I saw 76 there. Our daytime highs, where we should be this time of year, puts us in the lower 80s. How about 83 degrees? That'll come in about 3 to 4 o'clock. Ample sunshine. It will become breezy. That'll start at about the lunch hour, and you'll see the winds top out 15 to 20 miles an hour. Occasional gusts could be stronger. By 11 o'clock, we're in the lower 70s. We'll get to those low 80s by 4. And after sunset tonight, that northwesterly flow will start to taper off back to single digits and then near calm overnight tonight. Not looking at much in the way of the fog here for the next couple of days. The reason being the atmosphere is really dry. Temperatures for Saturday are going to be chilly as we move from Saturday into Sunday. It's still going to be a cool start on Sunday, but it warms up a little bit more than that if you have some outdoor plans on Mother's Day. And we'll pick that story up and have more from the auto show when we see you after the break.
So as we wrap up the 8 o'clock hour and get you ready for your Friday, got a little something different for you this morning.
We are taking a look back this morning at what has been an exciting week here on the morning show. Here are some of the fun moments that you might have missed this week. Thanks for joining us.
The lotion's pretty easy to remember. It's roughly about a teaspoon, so say the size of a nickel or so.
Jen's kids are sitting at home going, Mom puts a whole tube on. I think that's a bit much.
1 teaspoon? Wait just a minute.
The whole
My
tube is
kids
too
always
much.
look white.
No comment.
I would say that, 1 out of every 5 people would know how to do CPR, the Heimlich, on a person that's had true training and kept it up to date.
So that's very small. Oh, what about how to save a life? Saving a life.
Saving life. Another one bites the dust. Lots of songs you can use to do CPR too.
Or 32 is an easier one.
Baby Shark's another one. Maybe.
Oh, that's fun.
Bruce and Melanie, real quick, once again, we're here at a pool. We're actually at Matt's pool. That's the man behind the camera right here. Somebody very special wants to say hi to you guys, though. This is his son, Hayden, giving you all a wave, giving everyone at home a wave. Say good morning, buddy. Yeah.
You know, you can have garlic shrimp, shrimp scampi, fried shrimp, but today we're only talking about the jumbo shrimp because it is officially opening day. After 20 long months, 121 Financial Ballpark will be full of fans. And hey, you can't have a ball game without the gear. Later on in the season, speaking of jerseys, the team will have a Negro League night, and this is the Jack's Red Caps jersey that they will be premiering and selling. So definitely, I love the pinstripes.
Today is Star Wars Day. We've got our lightsabers ready. This day takes its name from a clever pun originating from one of the franchise's most famous lines, May the Force be with you. Money on Jen, by the way.
Mine's bigger than Bruce's. Mine's bigger than Bruce's.
Size doesn't matter. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, now it looks real. Wow, wow. I have to make my own noises. Wow, 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 wow. All right, that's what happens on the green screen when you bring in the green. That is so cool. And excuse me, I'm so sorry. The Baby Yoda fell.
Baby Yoda fell. We do have a Baby Yoda for you this morning, so it is time to channel your inner Skywalker.
This is a realistic one.
I know, that's our third anchor today, that's for sure.